Brothers, what's happening? Hope everybody's doing good, man. Another one done. Another day, bro. Retaining, gaining, getting after it, man. Building that power up. Hope everybody's doing well, wherever you're at in the world. And yeah, another good day, man. We just keep going on this path. You never know what each day is going to bring, but you just take it as it comes. We just integrate it. But man, this is where it's at, where the party's at. You know what I mean? This is where it's all happening. It's where it's all going down. The path of semen retention. For every day, you never know, man. You could wake up and fight the battle of your life that day. You know, urge is just smack in the face as soon as you wake up, or throughout the day, they just creep up and just get you. You know, you never know, man. That's the thing, though. Life's not predictable anymore. So whatever comes up, we just face it, and we become stronger, more resilient. There's so many blessings on this path of semen retention. Not just the benefits, the physical, mental, spiritual benefits, but also the character that it builds in us. You know, constantly being uncomfortable, fighting urges, and dealing with raw emotion, dealing with our raw selves. So we take the path less trodden, path less chosen, but it leads to amazing results. It leads to results that you can't get anywhere else. The power you get on semen retention can't be faked. You can't get it anywhere else. You can't get it in a pill or in a bottle or in a drug. You know, it's a steady, sustainable power, clean, pure. You know, that's the one thing about doing drugs and drinking alcohol, man, is that for me, I was so desperate, I was so lost, and I always use these things to escape. And it was always so fleeting, you know? I'd enjoy the come up, you know what I'm saying? I'd enjoy the high, which kind of diminished over time too. It did diminish. You get diminishing returns for sure. But once it starts wearing off, man, this sadness creeps up, bro. This sadness. Like, it's over, man. It's over. I gotta face myself. I gotta be in my sober mind again. I hated that. Freaking hated that, dude. Couldn't stand myself. Couldn't stand being in my mind sober, my body, and just I was just so numb and so much depression, anxiety, man. There was just so much out of like wasn't sustainable. You know what I mean? Couldn't count on anything. My states were ever changing. Anxiety, depression, to just, you know, any kind of excitement or joy never stuck. Never stuck at all. And it was never really joy. It was just like moments of excitement or stimulation, you know, that sometimes would feel okay. I'd feel like I was okay for a sec, you know, and then it wore off. And all of a sudden, man, just this sadness, bro, that just this wretchedness comes in. Like, bro, I hate this shit. I hate this shit, man. That's what I was thinking. That's what like my life motto was, man, I hate this shit, dude. I hated life for so long. So long. But when you find what's real, when you find the real deal, you gotta tell somebody about it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put it out there for the guys out there who need the real deal. The guys out there who've been in the same place that I was. Just miserable, man. Miserable, just existing. One day to the next. Just trying to string together drug and alcohol binges and you know, video game sessions and corn sessions. You know what I'm saying? The latest trend, the latest thing I could buy to make myself happy. The latest supplement I could try. You know, the latest drug I could do. Just try to divert away from the pain. Try to spend as little time with myself as possible. It's a sad life, man. It's a sad life. I know so many men are going through that right now. Because the way our society is, it's the way that we're trained. there's some people that just are okay with it. I think maybe everybody. I don't know, man. I mean, there's so much difference between us, and it just seems like there's so much difference between like the NPC type, the normie type in society. A lot of people are just cool with it, man. Cool with just life and being comfortable and just working their job, and having their family and playing their video games and on their social media, posting their life, stuff like that. A lot of people just love it, dude. A lot of people, like, that's good enough for them. There's those of us out there that just suffer in this world, man, because we don't understand it. We don't understand what's the big deal. Like, why is this fulfilling everybody? You ever wonder that? You ever think that? You ever feel like that? You just look at normal people. You look at, like, the NPCs, and you're just like, dude, I don't get it. I don't get you, bro. Like, how are you cool with all this? How are you just living your life and don't really want anything more? I don't know, man. I don't know the answer to that. I just know from my experience and for me and for a lot of you who I connect with, we want more. We want more out of this life. We need purpose. We need destiny. You know, something much bigger than ourselves. Something bigger than just upgrading our life or just, you know, constantly, feeding our bodies desires and pleasures. We want more, man. We want more. And luck enough for us, we found the path to more. We found the path of abundance, the path of life, the path that's going to lead us to the most exciting life, the life of our dreams. Sometimes I dream back in the day. I'd have a wild dream or something like that. I was on some adventure. I'd be still in the military in my dreams and just like, on a mission or something like that. And I wake up and it's like, man, why can't life be like this, like my dreams? Why is life so boring? Why is life so meaningless? I ask myself that less and less now as the fire builds, as the energy rises, ideas come up. The way you look at life changes. The way you see everything changes. And you start to have a purpose form in your heart, in your gut, in your being, purpose. And it becomes all you start to care about. So this is lock-in season, boys. We're at pretty much in the winter arc, where we stop draining and leaking our energy. We stop giving everybody else our energy. And we lock in. We just retain. We just soak in this energy. We let it rise. We let it build. We figure out our purpose. I believe that as we rise in power, as we rise in energy, I believe to unlock our purpose, to unlock our destiny, it takes a pretty vast amount of energy. And none of us have really been there yet. So that's what we're building towards as we retain, as we bring our energy up, as we awaken all of our energy centers. We're coming more in line with the universe. And we're also building up the power necessary to comprehend the purpose that we have, comprehend the mission that we were given. I think because I've noticed a common thread, and this is for me too, that a lot of us don't know our purpose. A lot of us don't know what we're really doing here, you know what I'm saying? Or what really fires us up, what really just boils our blood, you know what I'm saying? What really gets us going. The thing that you can just spend hours and hours on, you know what I'm saying? Or thinking about, a thing that never gets old, a thing that just fuels you. A lot of us are still trying to find that. And, I don't think we could have been given it too early. I don't think God, universe, can give us that too early. I think we have to reach a certain power level to be trusted with that. Because we might not understand it. Our mind might get in the way if we're at too low a level of consciousness, or too low a level of power. So that's what we're building towards. You could say you're getting closer to God for sure. As we get closer and closer, more of our purpose is revealed. So, man, we've only scratched the surface. Some of us haven't even scratched the surface yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, this thing is deep. There's so many levels to our attention. And so that's why we can't give up. That's why if you've gone a couple months and you didn't really see much change, or you think you've experienced it all after a couple months or 6 months, even maybe a year, there's always more. There's way more. You know what I'm saying? The most influential men in history, the most genius builders and artists, and musicians, a lot of them retained their whole life. You know what I'm saying? And they just kept achieving new levels. So, the world changers are going to be men that retain for a long time, that live a lifestyle of retention. So it's up to us, brothers. Our destiny is in our hands, in our ball sack. We gotta raise it up, raise that energy up, raise that life force up, cultivate it. Can't waste it. Can't waste it on people, on situations, on stimulation, artificial stuff, social media, scrolling, all that kind of stuff, man. It's time to start plugging up those leaks. Just experiment with it, man. Experiment with not giving in to your mind whenever you desire to escape for a little bit, that thing that creeps up where you just want to scroll for a sec. You just want to get on YouTube for a second, just scroll shorts or just watch, various videos. Anything where you're hopping from the next thing to the next thing to the next thing. Anytime your brain wants to do that, try to go without it. Try to go without it and see how that power builds up. Try to, when you're in public, try to kind of withhold your energy. You don't got to talk to everybody. You don't got to smile at everybody. You know what I'm saying? This is just for a season. It's not like a going forward thing, but try just really withholding your energy, Maybe conversations or people that you used to give a lot of energy to that maybe you're realizing isn't the best use of your energy anymore. Try pulling that back a little bit. Try pulling that back. Try to catch yourself every time you think of other people's feelings, every time you're thinking of other people and not stepping on their toes, not hurting their feelings, like minimizing ourselves over other people. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then it's not for you. But for those who are like me, for those of us who are more empathic, people who are more sensitive, a lot of us have fallen into this thing where we feel like we have to give everybody else our energy. We have to make everybody else okay. We feel other people's energy states, and we're affected by other people's energy states. Not only does this go down in SR, not only do we become unaffected by those states of other people, not only do we maintain the ground of our own emotional being, not only do we hold our ground better on SR, we also realize where we're leaking. We also have the courage and the confidence to not give our energy to those things anymore and not be worried. Like, everybody is in charge of their own emotional state, And so that's just one thing. There's so many leaks, possible leaks of our energy, that we could, and we all have different ones. We all have different ones that we've kind of gotten accustomed to doing. So just be conscious of that. Be more conscious and plug up those leaks and watch how you change. Watch how much more energy you have to put into your own pursuits, to put into your family, like your immediate family, to put into your business, to put into whatever your thing is, man, to put into yourself, watch that energy go through your body and just unveil stuff, unveil trauma, unveil negative emotions that need to be purged, need to be felt. So, brothers, there's many layers to this. There's many levels to this. We're on the same journey. We got to keep rising higher and higher, keep ascending, keep unlocking the next level. Much love, brothers. Leave it there.